Check my mic. Check, check. Tony Turn. Check my mic. DJ Rico. Wait a minute. KO Productions. We putting it down, baby. Take it to a right here, Tony.
I got a feeling I can't ignore. Girl, I've never been known so sure. Needing you more and more.
Yeah.
Gonna show you what I have in store. Tricks and games that I wanna play. Just tell me that you're on your way.
Tony T.
Cause I can't wait another day.
Oh, my
And I know you wanna play. Girl, I know the spots that'll make you hot. Maybe ready or not, you know. Girl, I know the place. It's within the place. Tell me that you're on your way.
Check my mic. Check, check. Tony Turn. Check my mic. DJ Rico. Wait a minute. KO Productions. We putting it down, baby. Take it to a right here, Tony.
I got a feeling I can't ignore. Girl, I've never been known so sure. Needing you more and more.
Yeah.
Gonna show you what I have in store. Tricks and games that I wanna play. Just tell me that you're on your way.
Tony T.
Cause I can't wait another day.
Oh, my
And I know you wanna play. Girl, I know the spots that'll make you hot. Maybe ready or not, you know. Girl, I know the place. It's within the place. Tell me that you're on your way.
Hey y'all, hey. Good afternoon. It is Tuesday, and I hope everybody is having a wonderful, wonderful afternoon. We're getting one step closer to the holidays. Because even though even though it's fall, holidays don't really kick in good until Thanksgiving. So we're getting closer. And when you think about the holidays and you think about what's going on, you think about family. And and baby was watching, I'm watching TV. I'm watching my Karamo tonight on the talk shows. And we had a young lady who was looking for her father. And the reality is that baby said, well, how do you feel about that? Because she wouldn't know about that. Because my wife has had her parents in her life, her whole life together as a couple, and not having to wonder or miss a parent, either a mother or a father. Because it's not always the daddy. When we see these shows, we always focus on the absent fathers. But the reality is mamas get absent too. On this particular show, the young lady was on Karamo, and her mother passed away, and she brought the man that she knew as her father on the show, plus the man who told her he was her father. And I really don't think about it because I am one of those children. Even though to me, and maybe it's because to me, my father passed away. To me, my father passed away when I was a child. So I never had the desire to go looking for my birth father or my biological father or my sperm donor, however you want to classify them. I never had the desire to go looking. And I don't know if anything would have changed if I did. And I ain't gonna lie. One day, a few months ago, baby said something. We talked about something. I said, you know what? I've never Googled my father's name. So I did. And I saw just a little piece. My father was he played the trumpet. He was a musician. And his first and only album was named after me. And I was thinking, for like 2 seconds, if you name an album after me, if you name your only album that you ever published and was ever distributed, he was a jazz musician after me, why didn't you ever look for me? Why didn't you ever put in one phone call? Because until I was in college, until I was in high school, my phone number was the same as before I was born, where I live with my mom. And as an adult, I looked at it like, why didn't you ever put that effort in? And then I got away with it because the reality is, in my mind, I guess I grew up with my father passing away. And if you have a parent that passes away, there's no looking for a substitute. There's no looking for a replacement because you cannot replace that in your life. So I guess maybe that's why I feel the way I feel. I don't know if anything would have been different had I found him or had he been in my life. And the reality is you can't go backwards. There's nothing that you can do about the past. There's absolutely nothing you can do. So let's see. There's nothing you can do about what had happened. There's nothing you can do about what happened last week, yesterday, 15 minutes ago. So I don't really understand the adults. I mean, the 20, 30, 40-year-olds that go looking for a infirmed parent, a dead parent, an old parent that will change nothing about their past. And that's what a lot of them bring up when they're talking about looking for an absent parent, is if he was here, if she was here, if the reality is, if doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, because not one thing will change what happened to you in the past. And baby was like, well, what do you think about, them learning, knowing each other? I'm like, the reality is, the only thing that you can do if you were to look for and find a missing parent in your life is to move forward from that day. There is no past. There is no what had happened was. There's none of that. Because the reality is, there's nothing to be done about it. They haven't invented time travel, so you can't go back. Not one thing this person can say or do is going to change how you feel, how you felt about them, or how you experienced your past. And to me, and this, again, my personal feelings about the situation, if I were to find him, I would have to move forward from the day we meet, not from the day I was born, because that's done. That's gone. I am who I am. I'm the person that I am, with or without you in my life. I can only move forward and add you to who I am now and who I will be in the future. So, what did you ask me, baby?
How do you go? You just said, how do you go back? How do that person bring the cake? How do they get it back?
Well, I mean, but see, I think that's another reason that I really don't. It's like, okay, I don't particularly care for that. I really don't think you should. And hear me out. As a parent, it is my job to check on Nick, make sure he's okay forever. It kills me when parents be like, well, you didn't call me. The phone worked both ways. You got fingers, when they're talking to their children. That kills me. Now, if I could see if your parent didn't know how to dial a telephone, if you were infirm, sick, had some kind of illness to where you can't, yeah. But if you are perfectly healthy, I can push a button on my phone person. Why didn't you call your kid if they're your kids? And I think the kids should know that. And I think that, I don't know what I think. Realistically, I think that we put too much of the burden on our children to be the adult in a parent-child relationship. I don't care how grown Nick is. He always my kid. He may be an adult to the world, but that's my kid. I don't call him my adult child. I call him my kid, my baby, my son, my boy. And we expect our children to act like adults in the parent-child relationship when they're not the parent, when they're not the adult in this relationship. They'll be adults to the world, but they're not the adult in this relationship. And I'm going to say this. Stop lying to your children. And I'm going to focus on the mothers right now because the reality is the majority of disappeared and absent parents are the men. Are they the only absent parents? Absolutely not. But are they the majority? Yes. And to the mamas, stop lying to your children. Either don't tell them shit or tell them the truth because it's going to come back to bite you in your ass. The girl that was on Karamo, the one that sparked this conversation, had told her daughter all these fabulous, wonderful things about how this is your daddy, this your daddy, this your daddy, this your daddy. And this man over here ain't nothing. Stop. I don't care if you don't like the person that you had this baby with. You the one had the baby. You ain't have to do that. You chose to do that. Shut the hell up. Stop inserting your children into your grown folks shit. Stop telling them your grown folks business about their parent. I told Nick it did not work out. I don't go into great detail. I don't tell him shit he don't supposed to know. I don't tell him that it's an awful, absolutely horrible man. Because my relationship and their relationship are two different relationships. This girl is on these people, a lot of them are women, but these children come on these shows, Karamo and Steve and anybody who does it, looking for an adult parent. And the parent that's there has told them all these horrific stories and how they were the best, how they were left behind and how he did me so wrong and and he was an awful man and and then you get to these shows and you told these children all this bullshit and they get on here and or not even show, fuck it, they get to the DNA testing site and they get the thing in the mail and it's not your dad. Stop telling these children your grown folks' business about their parent, about the other person that you slept with. Now, I don't know why we forget this part because somebody said it. The killing part is I heard a young man say it the other day on one of these shows. He was saying the girl was calling him all sorts of bums and sorry and little this and small that and no money and broke, calling him all kind of these things. And he said himself, well, if I'm all this, if I'm a bum, why you sleep with me? Why you have a baby with me? Why you cheat on the love of your life with me? To all the parents with absent partners or absent parents, the only thing you tell your child is it didn't work out and I love you. That's it. Because don't nobody want to hear your side of the story because the reality is your side and his side might be two different sides. Are two different sides. Ain't no might be. Are two different sides. And somewhere in the middle is the truth. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and say that they're not awful parents because there are. They're awful baby daddies. They're awful baby mamas. And they should be kept as far away from children as far as possible. They should. But the majority of it is just two people that didn't work out, one night stands that shouldn't have stood no more than the 20 minutes that y'all did it in, bad relationships, babies had to keep relationships. The reality is that the truth 90% of the time between a parent and an absent parent is somewhere in the middle. But the only person that is harmed, hurt, or in any way adversely affected is a child. It's a child. Now I can only go. Okay. I can only go by what Nick tells me. I can only go by that or what he asked me, and he hasn't asked. Because if he asked, I would tell him whatever. Didn't work out. If you want to know something, ask me. So far, he ain't asked me nothing. If he does, I mean, he's asked me, and I told him, I said, just me. We didn't work out. I moved, and so. But that's it. That's it. All that other stuff, all that he didn't do this, he left you, he left us, all that mess right there. Keep that shit to yourself. Stop bringing your children into to grown up spaces, and then get mad when they act like grown ups.
Don't open the mail.
And no, I'm just talking. Ain't nobody heard. Oh, sure. Hey, cool gamer, how you doing? I would love for every parent. Thank you. I would love for every child to have a relationship with their parents, mother and the father. You don't have to be with somebody. Let me immediately say that. You do not have to be with somebody to parent a child well. You do not have to stay in a relationship. I'm not advocating staying in a bad relationship because you have children. I will never advocate that. As a matter of fact, I advocate for the exact opposite. I advocate for remove yourself from a bad relationship so that your child can have a good one. I don't advocate staying together for the child. I never have and never will, because the only person that, again, is adversely affected in that situation is the child. If you think your children don't see you and your partner arguing, if you think your children don't hear the shit you say or the slick stuff you say to each other because you think your child is too young to understand, then the only person stupid and too young to understand in that house is you. I'm not saying stay in a bad situation because y'all have children. There are ways to co-parent with someone that does not mean y'all have to live under the same roof. The only thing that has to be the same between two people that have kids is that y'all had the same amount of love for that child. That's all. It got to be the same. What I'm saying is that the parent that's there, you don't make yourself look any better because you put the other person down. You picked them. You chose them. You chose to sleep with that person. You hear me? Okay. You chose to impregnate or get pregnant by this person. You made that decision. And I'm not talking about any other decision where it wasn't a choice when you got pregnant. And y'all understand what I'm saying? And that is not this conversation. That's not this conversation. So before anybody say there are a lot of reasons being there, no, I'm not talking about those instances where you didn't choose to become pregnant or you didn't choose the partner that you got pregnant by. So I don't want to hear any of that. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying. I'm talking about two consenting adults having sex. Either you had sex with somebody you didn't know that well, you had sex with somebody you just met, you had sex with somebody you know you should have been and kept them drawers on for years. And in doing so, you got pregnant. And after that decision, once you found out, once the pink lines popped up, you decided to continue on with being pregnant. Cool. It does not make you look like a better mom when you're constantly putting down the person that you gave your vagina to. On the flip side, to every man out there the other day, and I'm gonna tell y'all, it's sad when you're a wealthy absentee parent. The other day I saw something, I was on TikTok, or I think it was TikTok, that one of Nick Cannon's children from Mariah Carey, she only has two children, a set of twins. I don't want to lie and tell you these babies' names. So one is named Morocco, and I can't think of the other one. I don't know which one is the little girl's name. But the little girl said, I have one brother. I have one sibling. My dad, however, has 12 kids. And that's it. On the flip side, I don't want to hear any man that has multiple baby mamas and does not know the dates of the birth of the children that he left behind. I don't want to hear shit from you either. I don't want to hear you talking about how sorry she was and how hoe she was and how this, and the third. When you got 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 babies, and you can't tell me what day they was born. You can't tell me the last thing you brought to the house for the child. You don't know what size diapers your baby wear. You don't know if your child got any allergies. Your child can't even come to your house because you don't know if you give a peanut butter and jelly sandwich if you'll kill him. Do y'all hear how stupid that shit sound? When y'all go back and forth and talk about how sorry the parent, the other person you had a baby with is, y'all understand how stupid that shit sound? He a hoe. Well, he was a hoe when you met him. Your baby mama number 3. What you thought all of a sudden he wasn't gonna be a hoe because of you? You had specially, when you had some sunshine, throw it up in there. The sun come out. What you thought, Paulina? Sweet pussy. What you thought? All of a sudden he was gonna stop being a hoe. Dude, you left a baby over there. Now she a hoe because she your 5th baby mama. The hell? How she the hoe? You the one got a damn basketball team. What you say? And another thing, I'm gonna tell you another thing. Don't be dipping and dabbing in no kid's life. A lot of absent parents, the problem is you don't stay absent. I said it. You don't stay absent. If you're not going to be consistently in your child's life, if you're not going to show up for birthdays and graduations and sporting events, if you're not going to call and wish them a happy birthday if you can't be there in person, if you're not going to pay for cleats and basketballs and school trips, then be absent. I would much rather say I've never seen my dad than to say, well, he was in and out of my life. I ain't seen him in the past few years. Because he was in and out of my adult life. That means he was in and out of my life as a child. And do you understand that children don't process stuff the way we as adults, rational children, rational adults process it? A child sees it as, you don't want me. What did I do? How often have you done something? How often has a parent taken something, their day out on you, and you thought it was something you did? How often have children from homes where the parents have split up thought it was something they did? You think you better than the next man because you come over to the child, because you pop up every few years, say daddy's home. Do you think that you're better than the dude that just said, you know what? I said I wasn't gonna be there, and I meant that. I'm not gonna be in and out this kid's life, messing with this kid, giving this kid false hope, boosting this kid up so that I can watch him fall, because that's what you're doing. Every time you get a child thinking that you're going to be there, and then you go back to being the sorry ass that you was. You drop them down a little lower. They don't get back up as fast. Be absent. If you're going to be absent, be absent. If you ain't going to be there, don't be there. But don't give a child false hope every 3 to 6 business days because you got to look good for somebody so the day you being daddy. Don't do that. And now I'm going to talk to the children. As a child of an absent parent, there's a reason why my wife cannot really speak on this subject. She can ask and she can learn. She can't speak on the subject because she doesn't have any idea of how that feels. As a child of an absent parent, I don't remember, because I probably did, but I don't remember whether or not I spent time sitting up there wishing and hoping that my father would come into my life? I don't remember. I'm almost 60, so I promise y'all I don't remember. I'm not trying to be funny. And as an adult, there are certain things that I can rest on the shoulders of my parents. Certain attributes and certain bad and good qualities that I can rest on the shoulder of my parents and my upbringing and how I was brought up and the things I do and don't do. However, I am grown. As an adult, stop blaming what happened to on your mom and your daddy. Stop blaming what happened on the lack of your mom and your daddy. Stop blaming what happened stop blaming what happened on the absent parent in your life, because there was a parent in your life. Every fucked up decision I made as a kid, I made that decision because my grandma was there. Regardless of whether or not my mama wanted to mama me, it didn't matter. My mama was there. Every minute, every day. When I needed it, she gave it to me. The bad decisions I made looking for whatever the fuck I was looking for. I have no idea what I was looking for. I can't tell you now what I was looking for. I made those decisions. Now, was I old enough to make those decisions, and were they the right decisions? Absolutely not. Can I blame them a little bit on my mama? Yeah, I was looking for my mama's love. I was trying to figure out why I wasn't worthy enough. I was doing all that stuff. But a lot of the bad decisions I made, I can't tell you why, but it damn sure didn't have nothing to do with my mama. At some point, adult children, stop saying that the reason that you this way is because my daddy wasn't there. My mama didn't do this. At some point, you decided that being hurt was more important than healing. Because anybody, you can heal from shit. Thank you. You can heal from stuff. Now, I'm not going to say that these people do not play a very integral part in your upbringing. They play an integral part in who you are. They do. But there comes a point. I've listened to hundreds, I don't know if thousands, probably thousands, but I've listened to hundreds of people come on these talk shows talking about, I do this because I ain't have my daddy. I do this because I ain't have my mama. I did that. And I'll take that excuse when you're a child. I really will. Because a lot of the stuff we do, a lot of the stuff that your children are doing right now, if you have younger children in the house, they're doing for your attention. I don't know whether or not you actually show them attention and they're just seeking extra attention. I don't know if it's something that you're missing. I don't know if it's something in the way you're bringing them up. But a lot of the behavior, a lot of the bad behavior that children are doing nowadays are seeking attention from someone. They're not getting something they need. And the only way that they feel like they can do it is by acting out and showing out. The reality is that happens with a lot of our kids. But you heard the operative word in my statement was children. Growing up, there were things that I wanted to give my son that my mom gave me, and there were things that I weren't going to do because they didn't work. And I've told y'all that before. They didn't work. There were things that my mama did that I didn't do to Nick because the times changed and they weren't going to work. And that's just the reality of it. You become an adult and you start making adult decisions. You have to stand on your business. You have to cover the ground your ass walk on. And you got to stop blaming what happened for what you're doing. Let me say it one more time. Yes, your past builds your foundation. Your upbringing, the parents, the people that come through your life build the foundation that you build your house, your mansion, your shack on. But it's you who put them bricks there. It's you who put them wood boards there. It's you who laid them floors. It's you who put them ceilings up. It's you who hung them curtains. And at some point you have to go, well, that shit was messed up. I don't want to do that. If you can't regulate yourself, go to therapy. if what happened, if and I'm not talking about traumatic experiences, I'm not talking about abusive parents, I'm not talking about people who were physically, mentally, and emotionally hurt. I'm just talking about some people just didn't have good childhoods. They had parents that had too many fucking kids. They had parents that had to work 2 or 3 jobs and were never at home because they lived in a place where they had to have 2 or 3 jobs and were never at home. You have indifferent parents that didn't do anything, that didn't put their hands on nobody. They were there, they paid the bills, but they weren't different. I'm talking about regular, smuggler, just upbringings. I've listened to 2 different TikToks. I'm trying to see if somebody else say, hey. I listened to 2 different TikToks about little girls telling their mamas who stay pregnant, stop getting pregnant because I'm the one to take care of your kids. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You can be an absent parent and be sitting in the house every day. Make no mistake about it. An absent parent is just not about somebody who's not around. It's about somebody who is around, but shouldn't be. When you have a child old enough to tell you, mama, stop getting pregnant because you don't take care of the babies, I do. You don't hold the babies, I do. You don't feed the babies, I do. Then that same mama that keeps getting pregnant and keep bringing them babies in that house and keeps going cannot tell you the last time their child went on a field trip. Can I tell you the last time that child went to a homecoming dance or hung out with her friends? You know why? Because for some reason, you think that being a parent means being pregnant and having babies. Being a parent means, you know what it means? It means that very first time your kid goes from the apartment to the McDonald's that's what, a quarter of a mile? How far away is McDonald's from where we used to live at, baby?
Shit. Quarter mile? How you know?
Wasn't even a quarter mile.
Quarter mile.
It was a 10-minute walk, a 2-minute drive from where we live. And the first time Nick rode his bike from our house, he was 14, from our apartment to McDonald's, which was right up the street. When I say it's right up the street, you can smell the French fries frying. And I promise you, on everything I loved, I 360'd his ass the whole way. And I was worried. I was like, call me when you get he called me at every light he went on. Every light that he stopped at. You on the right side of the street? And y'all, that sounds, what's the word I'm looking for? It sounds minuscule, it sounds small. But that's parenting. I don't know what I'd have did with 4, 5 nicks. I'd have probably been a crackhead. A smooth drug addict. Because the worry that I felt for that one, I couldn't imagine more than one. Being absent does not necessarily mean geography. It means mentality, spiritually. You can be in the house with your kid, and your kid don't come ask you how to spell nothing. I used to ask my mom all the time, how you spell that? She'd tell me, go look it up. I don't know how to spell it. But you in the house and your kids don't even ask because they know you're not even going to say that. Your kid go missing from school. You don't even know what they wore today. And he left out the house with you this morning. When I first started dating DC, I used to buy niggas these bright ass colors. I did. I let him pick out most of them, realistically, because he was a little boy. And I hated the fact that all they had for little boys was blue, gray, green. You know what I'm saying? Nick wore pink and purple, all colors. Whatever color came across his mind, I let him wear it. What the hell? He a kid. There wasn't no fashion show. He a kid. He about to go get it dirty anyway. And we were over at our apartment, and first apartment we ever stayed in, you could look out. We could look out the patio. Was it the patio? We could look out and see the court where they played soccer, or was it that window? Where was it? Because I thought, the patio. We looked over the thing. No. Over her patio, we could look out, because baby don't like looking at when we live in an apartment. She don't like looking at the cars. She don't like looking at the parking spaces. So she always gets an apartment where her balcony overlooks like the tennis court or the grass. So yeah. So this apartment had a big tennis court where they took the nets down and they would play soccer because it was enclosed. And Nick was out there playing with his little friends, and she was like, "Can you see him?" I said, "You see that bright ass orange shirt over there? There you go." She like, "Why his clothes so bright?" I bet you can see him. I use my example. I use myself and my life and my situation as examples. I'm not saying what I did was right. I'm not saying I'm perfect, because I'm absolutely not perfect. I did shit just like everybody else. But my thing is this: when in all these situations and all these talks that I have and all these things that I have, it's about trying. A lot of times it's just about trying. If you're going to be there, be there. If you ain't going to be there, don't be there. If you cannot take care of more than one kid, don't have them. If you are not, I'm going to tell you something. People talk about is when you talk about having multiple children and things like that, it's always down to financial. Because I tell baby, there's a couple that she watches. I don't know. I think they're on YouTube. I think they're on TikTok too, but I don't watch them. They, I think, just had what they ninth baby. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
They just had their ninth baby. And I'm sure they make a lot of money because they've been on YouTube a minute. And they have millions of followers. And I don't care how much money they have. They have 9 children. She just had a baby. You're not taking care of them kids the same way you took care of one. You're not. I don't give a shit how much money you have. You're physically not. So you can lie to somebody else. You're not taking care of 9 children, especially when you've been pregnant for the past 20 years. Now, if you got some kind of kink that you like being pregnant and you got the money to have 30 babies, I don't care. Realistically, I don't. The only person I care about is the kids. I don't really care about the parents. Realistically, I don't give a shit about you. I care about the fact that you keep bringing children into this world that you're not loving on the right way because you just physically can't. Let me tell y'all something. I told baby today, me and DC live in the same house, and I haven't really been out the house in a long time. So I see her all the time. I sleep next to her every night. She lays on my lap and every night. That's how she go to sleep. I don't know how she wake up. Sometimes I wake up with her, sometimes I don't. But she came over here and I was like, I ain't touched you enough today. That's one person that I sleep with every night. And I still felt like I hadn't touched her enough today. Because guess what? Life gets in the way of living all the time. I feel like it was just 9 o'clock in the morning, 3 minutes ago, but it's 7:54. I feel like it was 9 o'clock in a.m. 3 minutes ago, but it's 7:54 p.m. Life gets in the way of living. So I grabbed her arm and I was like, I squeezed her arm and she went on out the door and I felt a little better. But can you imagine You're pregnant all the time. Your hormones always doing what they feel like they want to do. And you got babies. And you got toddlers. And you got kids. And you got teenagers that all want your attention. That all need 100% of you. Now tell me that you're giving 100% to each one of those children every day. Tell me that the new baby feels just like the old first baby. Tell me that you sit down and you read them stories and spend the same amount of time with them every single day. And you still have time for yourself, and you still have time for your husband, and you still have time to live. I'm gonna just let that marinate for a second. Huh? What's that, man?
I'm clearing my throat.
Let me clear my throat. My bad. We said that the other day, talking about just randomly singing. So what's next, baby?
Oh, you got the paper?
Oh, that's out. I don't know. I told y'all I had started right now. My thoughts. I'm not on that page. I'm gonna go to the other page because I think I went down that whole page the other day, and I was trying to stay on topic. Let me see. I already went down this one. Hold on, y'all. Holla. Let's see. Okay. This don't have nothing to do with what I was talking about, y'all. I don't even know what I want to talk about. Truthfully, it's just so much going on. I'll talk about this. I don't know if I talked about it before, but I'll talk about this. So a lady came on, I think I did, but there's an update. The lady came on TikTok and she did a whole TikTok about how her and her husband got into it about something little, and he hadn't spoken to her for 2 weeks. Now she came on talking about how we was in the same house and not talking. He hadn't spoken to her for 2 weeks. So when she posted it, the people watching it, I guess, were assuming that she wanted advice, that she just wanted to vent, that her husband was, a bad dude or whatever. So fast forward, she comes back out. Now somebody, I think she deleted the video, but the internet is forever. So somebody screenshot it and sent it to him. So he wanted to make a response video. But then that wasn't the get. The get was she comes on here talking about my husband is a good man. He done whoop-de-whoop. I'm like, ma'am, if your husband was such a good man, why you getting her talking about how trifling he is? And why you get mad with us when we sit up here agreeing with you? What you mad for? Don't come on the internet telling us your problems and then get mad when we agree. Don't do that. Don't come. It's our relationship now. So we in it to win it, and we trying to help you out. If you don't want advice, don't bring that shit to the internet. Talk to your homegirl. That's all I got to say. If you don't want advice, do not bring your relationship to the internet. Do not bring your problems to the internet. Do not bring your situation to the internet. If you don't want to hear the bad, the good, and the ugly, don't bring it to us because we're going to say what we want to say. If a tiny argument, do you know what it would take? I don't even know. Baby, what would it take for us not to talk for 2 weeks? Laryngitis? Motherfucking jaws sewed together? I can't be, let me tell y'all something. I love my wife, but she talk, and y'all think y'all listen to me talk on here that I talk a lot. Do I talk a lot, baby?
Yeah.
Tell the truth. Shame the devil.
When you get to going, you
Thank you. That's not what I'm talking about. Yes, when I get to going, I just said when I'm on here, you would assume that I talk a lot. However, when we're at home, I can sit for hours and not say anything. If I say something, baby gets startled because she like, did you say that? Baby gets startled because I spoke. I can sit for hours and not say anything. Baby, however, absolutely not. Okay, so here's a scenario. Here's a scenario. Mic was muted. So here's a scenario. Y'all ready? Y'all ready? She plays Call of Duty. She talks to people on the headset. So I used to talk back. I used to ask her what you said and all that stuff. I used to say something. But then I realized she ain't talking to me. So I don't say nothing for hours. I just be sitting there the whole time she online. I just be sitting there. She be talking. Or her and Penelope will be talking during the day, right? Again, they're not talking to me. So I'm in my own little world. Normally I'm either looking up something on my tablet, or I'm reading a book because I read a book a lot, or I'm playing a game. She'll be talking and I'm not listening. And all of a sudden I hear, I was talking to you and you ain't listening to me, and you just ignore me. I'm like, how would I know you talking to me if you don't say baby? Well, I did say it. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. No, she didn't. She'll just randomly start talking to me and then get mad because I ain't heard or I wasn't listening. Because 30 years of working in restaurants, you have to learn to tone. You have to learn to zone out. I don't hear background noise. I don't hear background noise. Oh, excuse me. I don't hear background noise at all. I can sit there for hours and she can play her game. And once I'm watching TV or reading a book, I don't hear anything. So she'll jump up and go, I done said all that, you ain't listening to me. And I'm like, baby, what you say? And she's like, I'm not gonna repeat it. You didn't listen. You don't love me. Wait, what? There's nothing on this earth, with the exception of her and I, physically not being in the same place. And then even that don't work because she'll go do something. She'll like go out, right? And I try not to be a stalker. So even if I want to talk to her, or because realistically I ain't got shit to say, I'm just sitting here and something across my mind. So when she goes out, I try not to be one of those, I'm texting every 15 minutes or I'm calling every 15 minutes. But I will text her and let her know, hey, baby, I'm thinking about you. You good? And she'll text me back just to let her know, that she's on my mind. On my mind. But ain't nothing in this world can make her not talk to me for 2 weeks unless she physically cannot speak. Unless her jaws are wired shut. And then she gonna write it down. The fuck? She gonna try to talk to the wire. She gonna talk like 50 Cent. She gonna say something. And you get on the internet talking about my man that talked to me for 2 weeks, and then you get mad with us because we like, well, shit, get your new man. Okay. He's a good. That's another thing I want to know. Why when you come on, why when you get online and you talk about how bad your partner is or your man or whatever, your girl, your whoever, whatever, and then somebody agrees with you. Somebody like, that's messed up. That's not a good person. The first thing you say, oh, but he's a yes, I know he cheated on me. I know he had a baby on me. I know he hit me, but he's a good man. What? I know she did this. I know she did that. I know she did the third, but she's a good woman. How are they good? I'm waiting. I never understood that. You come on here wanting advice. You come on here asking for advice. You come on, I don't know, or sympathy or whatever. I don't know what the hell you coming, because we don't want advice. Do you want sympathy? If you don't want sympathy, you're not painting the person in a good light. So you don't want us to look at him like he good or her like she good. So if you don't want advice, you don't want sympathy, and you know that we gonna think this person sucks, why you do it, baby?
Why do it?
Right. If you all right, you go online, right? You go online and tell the world how fucked up I am to you. Whatever. But as soon as somebody says something, as soon as somebody says something about agreeing with you or saying you should do this, this, and the third, the first thing you say is, but she's a good person. Why you come online if you don't want people to feel sorry for you or give you advice and you ain't gonna listen to the advice? So why you come online? You know what? The only time,
No, I'm somewhere else right now.
but y'all understand what I'm saying, right? Y'all get it. Long last parents, day one. Oh, you know what? I'm slow. Don't let me.
That just hurt.
Well, y'all know what? It's been almost an hour. I'm gonna get up off here. I said what I came to say about long lost parents and can you go back? The reality is there's no fixing the past. There's no making up for lost time because the time is lost. There's none of that. The only thing you can do in any situation where somebody familiar, a mother, a father, a sibling, comes into your adult life, the only thing you can do is move forward from day one. That's it. There is no going back. There is no fixing what was left, what was lost. Or there's no regaining what was lost. There's only making new. I can't be daddy's little girl, but I can be your daughter. There's no way that you can make up for all the birthdays you missed. Just be at the ones that come up. Can't make up for not being in my childhood, but be in your grandchild's life, great-grandchild's life. There is no making up for lost time. There's only making new memories. That's it. And to the parents that stayed, stop dissing the person that you decided to have sex with. Stop telling everybody how they left you and how sorry they were and how messed up they were. Guess what? They wasn't that sorry. They wasn't that messed up because you chose to lay down with them. Or bend over, depending upon the situation. You chose to go that 9 months. You chose that scenario. So the reality is that do whatever makes you feel whole and happy, but don't think that don't think that your father or mother is going to fill the void from the past. The past is the past. There's nothing to be done with the past, but look at it and hope not to repeat it. Learn from it, grow from it, but there's no changing it. There's no fixing it. There's only the present. There's only right now. Because the reality is the future is not even told. The only thing we have are the moments that we make, second by second, minute by minute, hour by hour. So if you got a mama or daddy out there that you want to build a relationship, do that. But don't worry about what didn't happen back in the day. Don't worry about what used to be or could have been, because guess what? It ain't no more. Don't worry about what could be or what might happen, because it ain't happened yet. The only thing you can do is live in the moments that you have now and make the best of those. And if you don't want to if you don't want to have a relationship with a parent, please don't just force yourself to have one because that's your father, your mother, because they donated the sperm and the egg to get you here. Because the reality is that there are some things you can't overcome. There are some decisions that you can't overcome, especially when those decisions are made by somebody other than yourself. You cannot stop how you feel about what your mama told you about your sperm donor. You can't stop that. That is years and years of somebody, of your mother putting down somebody. And it doesn't matter if your mama was right or wrong. The reality is that she felt some type of way. She made you feel some type of way. And you may not be able to get over that. And there's nothing wrong with that. I'm saying it to say this. There's nothing wrong with you not being able to get over the past. You're not a bad person if you can't forgive somebody, because you don't have to forgive nobody. If you feel some type of way because your father lived down the street your whole life and never not one time knocked on your door, called your number, sent you a birthday card, bought you a fucking a Happy Meal, you don't have to love that man. You don't have to acknowledge him as your parent. You don't have to call him daddy. You don't have to say shit to him. And for everybody that makes you feel that way, fuck them too. You don't have to do anything. And it doesn't make you a bad person. If you don't want that person in your life, that person doesn't have to be in your life. You are 100% in control who is in and out of your life. And DNA does not mean shit. It is the people that show up for you every day. It is the people that rub your back when you're sad, hold your hair when you're throwing up, laugh when you're happy, and support you in your good, bad, and indifferent decisions. Family is not dictated by DNA. That's just biology. Family is every day, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, 365. Family is late nights and early mornings. Family is listening to somebody cry about a nigga you told them not to mess with and still sitting there and going, you know, I got it. Family is celebrating and supporting, living and loving. It is not whether or not y'all share some DNA. So if you can't get over the past, if you can't reconcile that this is what today is and tomorrow and yesterday is gone, then that's fine. Don't put yourself into a situation where you got to be not true to you. And for every parent that makes you feel bad, for every absent parent that wants to come back because you're an adult and they feel like they ain't got to take care of you and they don't need and you don't really need them for anything other than to be called daddy and or sit around in their success or any of that, keep your sorry ass at your house. Stop playing with these kids. If you think you'd have missed out on all the financial parenting and now you want to come back because they take care of themselves and now all of a sudden you want to be mom and daddy, forget you. Forget you. I was going to say something else, but I don't know. It might be a certain number of cuss words I can do, so I'm trying not to have no more. Leave them kids alone. The heir parent that want to come back and sit here and talk about that's my baby because your baby going to the NBA, the NFL, play tennis, can kick a ball. Forget you. I hope they hurt your feelings. I really do. I'm just saying what I'm saying. This your girl, Lisa. Make sure you like, comment, share, subscribe. And hit that notification bell so that every time we drop a video go live, you guys can join us. I'll be back tomorrow. Tomorrow I might not go on StreamYard. I might go on the other way so y'all can see my face when I talk about people, because I might be talking about people tomorrow. Tomorrow's Wednesday. It's hump day. Let's go. I love you guys. Thank you guys so much for supporting me and coming out. Make sure y'all comment whether you like it or love it or don't, or anywhere in between. This your girl Lisa, and I'm out. Bye, y'all.
Hey, yeah, let's see how you do under pressure. Oh, yeah, I've been wanting this shit forever. I've been in the field with whatever they throw at me. Brush it off, pick myself up, moving on to the better. Okay, hey, yeah, ain't no errors, baby, it's a new era. I wake up early, feeling rich like I'm Kesha. I get to the paper, boy. Extra, extra. Fuck with me, you know that I got it. Come with me, let's take a trip to the islands. We up on the jet, we'll do more than just fly on it. Stand on that hill, you gon' die on it. Boom, boom. Baby, I'm not one of them, you should try on it. Miss me with all that, I'm on it and next. Fuck this up, I send you back to your ex. But good luck with that, this is big as it gets. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. Give them a name to remember. Hey, let's see how you do under pressure. Let's see how you do under pressure. A moment can live on forever. Yeah, oh shit, they don't let me shoot a whole clip. Firepower in this coalition. We just turned the field into a demolition. It was desolate, but I had premonition. I was training for war, every exhibition, every extra mission, every enemy listening. Get off my dick, I got bad intentions. Make it right every wrong, and I'm back with a vengeance. I show you the ropes. Peace in my town, I can show you the coast. Up in the shots if they